bite into any one of these pastas, it bounces. I love this word in reference to pasta, buoyancy.
What's up, guys and gals? I'm Nyesha, and this is Blue Ginger. We're here in Venice Beach, California at Chef Evan Funke's restaurant, Felix. Chef Evan knows over 155 pasta shapes, and today I'm gonna learn one of them, the tortellini.
We're gonna make some handmade pasta.
Lovely.
No machines.
No machines.
Sticks, hands, and mind. So let's start at the very beginning. So we're at 61% hydration and whole eggs and 00 flour.
00. And 00 essentially meaning a finer
It's a
wheat.
finer cut, exactly. It's a soft wheat. Okay, so we're gonna make some gluten. So what we're gonna do is make a fountain into the center.
Into the center.
And then you wanna make your well. Now, the first time I made dough in Bologna,
Yes.
the maestro Alessandro, who's up on the wall, overlooks everything we do today. She gave me 60 eggs,
Okay.
6 kilos of flour.
Okay.
And I didn't make the walls of my well
Yes.
robust enough, and I
Yes.
had 60 eggs on the ground.
Okay.
So we want very solid walls.
Okay.
Okay, egg straight in. All we want to do is break the yolks
Break the
with
yolks.
the fork, and we're gonna make some scrambled eggs. Now that we're scrambled, so what we want to do is start incorporating from the interior wall, gradually incorporating the flour into the egg mixture. Okay, so I'm at this point right here where we built beautiful gluten. You see that?
Yes.
Now what we're gonna do is cut and fold.
Cut and fold.
Okay, so it's almost like making biscuits a little bit. So
Okay.
we cut into the center, and then we start cutting in the rest of the flour into the mix. There you go. So both hands now,
Both hands.
scrape up, fold over, and then press.
Okay.
So we want to get to about this point where it's its own mass, and we want to gather, turn, gather like a crashing wave towards you,
Okay.
and then press away both hands.
Okay.
Let's try this one more time.
Yep.
So front,
Front.
gather,
Gather.
towards you,
Towards me.
away.
Away.
The life happens when we fold air into the dough. Okay, so speed it up now. You see the rhythm?
I'm trying.
So all of that effort produces that. Irregular bubbles, small bubbles, large bubbles. So when you roll this, you're displacing the bubbles. They never pop. They just get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're displaced throughout the entire sheet. I think you're there. So let me just give this a little zhuzh. Cut that open, that's your gift. The most beautiful things about pasta is that pasta is a fingerprint. We can never do this again.
Right.
Every shape that you make, every fold, it can never be reproduced. And each one is an NFT. Let's wrap these up, and then
Wrap
we'll
these
move
up.
on. A couple of items over here. So this is Santa Lucia, patron saint of flour millers and pasta makers.
Wow.
And this is kind of some very simple tools. The most important one being the mattarello. So
Mattarello.
mattarello. The mattarello is faggio, ash wood or beech, very hard. And typically we use a soft wood. And the hard and the soft densities of the table and the mattarello act as a balance to the humidity of the dough. So at the beginning, when we're rolling, flour is your friend. So this was made yesterday. It's been resting for more than 24 hours. Our first movement is kind of to make a larger disc. We're only gonna work forward at 10, 12, and 2, and then we're gonna turn the sfoglia to always work at 10, 12, and 2, okay? Using the mattarello is a little bit like a wheel and a wheel well on a car. The wheel well is your hand and your palm, pressing forward and allowing the wheel to rotate within the wheel well, and then drawing back with your finger. We apply pressure, we're pushing out, we end, draw back, flip, tuck, roll, turn. uniformity is far more important than being round, because people can't taste round, they can taste uniformity. So the pasta's gonna tell you when it needs something. So if the pasta starts to stick to the board,
Yes.
then it's gonna say, hey, I need some extra flour.
Yes.
Or I need less pressure. We're done, okay? So you can see beautiful uniformity. And remember all the life that we folded in? You see that?
Yes.
It didn't go away, it just got displaced into smaller and smaller bubbles. So we have a taglia pasta. I think we're at just 7/8 of an inch. Now that I've rolled a sfoglia,
Yes.
your turn. So remember, wheel well and the wheel. The mozzarella is the wheel, your hands are the wheel wells. Do one more rep just like that. There you go. One more back. There you go. Beautiful. And now we have a circle. Now, 3 reps, good amount of pressure. Push with the palms, guide back with the hands. Give me one more all the way to the edge. Flip.
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 Tuck.
Tuck.
Roll back. Degas. Palms on the table, fingers on the table. Press. Circles make circles. You got it. You're good. We can make pappardelle if you want.
Yes.
Let's shape some tortellini.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna give you some dough and I'm gonna send you a mozzarella so you
Okay.
practice at home.
Excellent. Perfect.
Okay?
Yes.
We'll just cut this half and then we'll make tortellini
Okay.
so we can have some lunch.
Okay.
Cool? Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so we wanna cut horizontal first.
Yes.
And then we start here, just at the edge, and we're gonna go north. So now we have our squares. And then we have the traditional filling of bologna. This is essentially equal parts prosciutto, mortadella, and pork shoulder. And then 1 egg, 115 to 120 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano, something young, 18, 24 months. A little bit of salt, and then the nutmeg.
So is this a traditional filling for tortellini?
In my mind, this is the only filling for tortellini. Now, if you go, it depends on whose grandmother you're talking to and whether or not they're in Bologna or Modena or in Reggio Emilia. Now we're a little dry, so we're gonna use this spritz. This is a salon spritzer. Okay.
Totally.
You just want a little bit of moisture. So there's 3 movements. We have a diamond shape. You wanna take the bottom of the diamond and wanna stretch to the top and make a triangoli, like a gun, pulling trigger over the top with the thumb, bring it around and connect.
Okay.
That is the tortellino. Diamond, top, press, push up, and then press together.
No, that was my worst one.
It's all right. The worst that can happen is pasta. We have single thickness pasta. Now we have double thickness
Yes.
pasta. So if you don't depress it back down to single thickness, you have a touch point.
Yeah, the single thickness should be uniform throughout, essentially.
Precisely.
Chef, this is making me appreciate pasta so much more.
That's the connection that we seek, right?
Absolutely.
And pasta making historically has always been a very social act.
Yes.
Whether it's dumpling making or cutting noodles or
Yes.
making tortellini, it's a social act because, as you can see, it's laborious.
Yes.
And this is not even an order.
Right.
In Bologna, they would laugh at you.
Right.
So nice.
A little bite.
So nice. We can sell those.
Oh, let's do it. Then get 1,000 more.
That's a portion.
Okay.
That's one. That's one portion. We'll share that one for lunch.
Excellent.
We have brodo di carne. So this is 24 hours. Chicken, beef, and mirepoix
Okay.
only.
And so we're gonna cook the tortellini in the brodo.
Yes.
Wow.
We're not gonna really boil it. We're gonna simmer it. So it's gonna cook the tortellini very gently. And in we go.
And so this almost probably takes no time at all, really, to cook, huh?
I would say in between, 90 seconds,
Yes.
3 minutes, depending on, the dryness. So in we go. So the only question left is Parmigiano or no Parmigiano. Try it first, and then we can add Parmigiano.
Jeez. incredible. And it's so beautiful how you get this like saline quality on the foreground of your palate that just elegantly hugs the broth in a non-intrusive way. Like everything is in and with.
So now with the Parmigiano, a little different now. With the Parmigiano, it changes it. Sweeter, creamier.
Nutty.
Parmigiano takes on a whole different life.
Completely different experience.
What do you like best?
I can appreciate the characteristics of cleanliness, honestly, in the first very like classic approach. You know, there's a simplicity to it, but a complexity in the filling, ultimately. This, I kind of get this like echoing of flavors, right? Because the Parmesan comes back on the back end. It's interesting how much more creamy the broth gets when the cheese is introduced to the broth.
Shall we play which Sfoglino? Okay, so I mean, obviously this guy's mine because it's massive.
How about this one?
I may have eaten all of yours. That's yours.
I want to get back in that pasta room and roll my dough.
You want this life? Make pasta.
Not with the machine.